Hey guys, what's going on? It's Miss Corcoran, and we are going to quickly do a reminder for the cut contour line for your files. So here is my design. This is Renee Perez's design, and you can see that it has the design on the bottom, it has the cut line on the top, and there is, very importantly, a bleed. So just a reminder that the bleed is the image going on the outside of the cut line to make sure that when the knife goes along this pink path here, that there's not going to be any like white accidentally on the edge of the blue. So the blue is going to go all the way across the cut line. So make sure that you have that going on. If you don't have a bleed, what you can do to make sure that you do have one is to go there's a couple of options. You can click on your design and then increase like the stroke weight over here. So if I just keep going up, you can see it's getting bigger. Or you can do an offset path, and that will increase the width of your image. But it tends to do that in a bigger way, and you're going to have to change the numbers right here to make sure that it's exactly the width that you want. Okay, so I'm going to say okay there. So once you have your bleed, then you're going to go ahead and do your cut contour line. Now, usually how I do it is I'm just going to select everything here. And then I'm going to copy, Command C, and then I'm going to go up onto my cut contour layer. If you don't have that, what you can do is just make another layer and then label it cut contour capital C, and then you are going to Shift Command V. Shift Command V will paste in place. So you copied and then you pasted in place. Now, this is going to be the cut line, so I have to now make the visual properties appropriate. So I'm going to do no fill. My stroke is going to be magenta. It has to be 100%. So I'm going to open that up and make sure that it's a spot color. 100%. I'm going to add it to my library, and it's going to be cut contour. I'm going to say okay. Thank you. Okay, so now we have that. And then I notice that it is definitely on the outside of everything. So I really need it. I can just select it like that. I need it to be on the inside so that I can make sure that I still have that bleed going. So again, I'm going to do an offset path. If you don't see it in your quick actions, you just go Object, Path, Offset Path. And you might think, oh yeah, but it's going on the outside. That's the opposite of what I want to do. Yes, but interesting thing, you can make this a negative number, and it will sit on the inside. Now that is way too small, so I'm going to try that, and that's again too small. That's pretty good. Okay, just make sure that it looks exactly how you want it to look, because know that the knife is going to cut exactly that pink line. So like I noticed the end is a little funky. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom in. Yeah. Seems like that was not okay. Path, offset path, still too small, 0.01. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna go to the outside one and just delete it. Now you got to use your direct selection to do that. The selection tool is not going to work. The selection tool, if you use your selection tool, it's going to grab both of your lines, the cut contour line on the outside and the offset path on the inside. Why it does that, I don't know. Illustrator reads both of those strokes as one visual unit. So the direct selection is the one that really allows you to get in there and pick your path and pick your anchor points really specifically. Okay, so there's my cut line. Oh, wait, I forgot the A. Don't forget the inside of your letters if that's a thing. Oh, nope. There we go. And then there's another one over here. So, thank you guys for hanging in here with me. That's better. Okay, so now that is like, oh yeah, and the P. Yeah. That is an example of the approach that you want to take to do all of your cut lines. Okay, now the panther head, if you have all that, that can get really tricky. So what you're going to do is select that, and then again, Command C, go up here, Shift Command V, and then you can go in here and you are going to, again, do your visual properties so that it is appropriate for the cut line. Remember, I already made that. So do you notice how you are missing some pieces here? These ones you're going to have to do individually. It's kind of a pain, but this needs to be done well and correctly the first time so that the knife will follow the exact path that you want it to follow. Okay, I also noticed that the stroke is 2 points. It needs to be 1 point. And then again, I'm going to go in here and say, yeah, it's actually fine because I noticed that there's a bleed around everything, so I don't need to do the offset path on this. It worked out really well. But I do, however, need to, okay, and see how it's grabbing it on the bottom? I'm going to actually just lock it. Okay, and make sure that I actually do have, oh no, I don't. Okay, so I have to unlock it. And then I'm going to grab that section right there, Command C, again. Shift Command V, same process. And there you go. And now, unfortunately, I see I have to move these in so there's no bleed on these. So it can get a little bit tricky, but I know you guys will figure it out. Again, your overall goal is to just have a really good cut line that also has a bleed. Now, when you're done with everything, what you want to do is select your bottom layer and go to Object, Flatten Transparency, and make sure that this is unchecked and that's unchecked, and you can keep the clip complex regions and say OK. All right. And then what you're going to do is notice that it moves to the top. So you're going to drag it to the bottom again. And then you're going to save it as a PDF, and you should be good. If you have any questions, please just let me know, and I can take a look at your file before you submit it. But again, you are saving it as a PDF. Okay? That's all, guys. Thanks.